Let's give it up for the O Pound. I don't know either.
I see diamonds in me. Yeah. Bitty bitty waist. I'm pretty.
Hello.
Woo! Sorry. Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Has anyone in here ever had a paranormal encounter? Does anyone in here have any knowledge of the occult? Would you like to?
Yeah, for real.
I met a girl named Taylor, and we became fast friends. She confided in me that growing up, she had survived a cannibalistic Nazi cult who disguised themselves as Quakers in and around Junction City and Greeley, Colorado. Because she was hurt at an early age, she gained vast spiritual insight, which is a modus operandum for the occult. And of her vast spiritual insight, the reason she told me this story is because she could see in my heart of hearts, I am a demon hunter. But see, I am not just any ordinary hunter of demons, no siree. I am the legendary Kill Basterd. You have not heard of me yet, but in the future, I build a gun that shoots backwards through time. Understand this. I am such a powerful wizard. I can destroy a Nazi cult without using any magic. All you have to do is listen to me tell a story. Because I am more evil than any man who has ever lived. Because I am funnier than any man who has ever lived. I can make a joke out of anything, and I think everything is funny, including the occult. Think of this stand-up routine as a quick draw in the long game of spiritual warfare. If you consider me a wannabe demon hunter, consider me a hunter of wannabe demons, but do not doubt the power of stand-up comedy. For those of you who would doubt the power of stand-up comedy, I would cite the comedian president of Ukraine and his ongoing war against the largest terrorist organization in the world. Remember three names for me: Janelle Matthews, Riley Martinez, and Robert Cash. Remember these names so they may find justice. First of all, let us quantify some Masonic symbolism in order to demystify its power, dispel its curse, and collapse its wave function. Once we know the sleight of hand behind the trick, it is no longer magic and no longer entertaining. In fact, let's just go ahead and summon the occult into this venue. Imagine, if you will, a checkerboard floor. In front of the checkerboard floor, a golden idol of a scarab. Behind the checkerboard floor, 3 marble columns. Beyond that, a staircase leading up. What I have just described to you serves primarily as a spaceship, but not a buzz pew 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 spaceship. It's a woo 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 spaceship. It's a space-time recursive dream ship, because whatever room they erect these symbols into transforms their spaceship. Kind of like what we're doing here tonight in our imaginations. The symbols have plethora of meaning, but it is a mirage of truth, a deep well of mystery that leads nowhere. It is not about the meaning of the symbols so much as it is the carte blanche al dente of definitions they can invent. It's a magical spell called plot holing, where they do something that doesn't make sense until it does make sense, and then they pretend like they called it. The checkerboard floor in particular is to make the mentally ill people they torture dissociate. The goal being, when a person dissociates, they are both present and elsewhere. And these demon-worshipping Nazi occultists see that elsewhere people dissociate to as free real estate for them to colonize. Only a businessman would be so clever to make a deal with the devil. Because when you can live forever like Elon Musk is researching and can travel the galaxy with what Elon Musk is building, reality really just becomes a game of resources. I'm writing a movie that deconstructs this idea more in depth. But I'm procrastinating super hard because the movie is actually part of the gun that shoots backwards through time. And I mean it's a gun that shoots backwards through time. It's not like I'm on a tight schedule or anything. Anyway, my friend Taylor told me that her dad was a serial killer and that he was so cruel and careless and hedonistic that he got their entire family excommunicated from the cult. But also, her mom might still be in the cult, ? My response to that information was to say, "Hey, Taylor, want to move into my apartment?" Well, first she said I was the only person who has ever believed her or even listened to her about her childhood. Then she told me I was the best sex she ever had, which is a pretty nice compliment to get from someone who was formerly a victim of human trafficking. She told me about how her first boyfriend in high school came out as gay after the breakup. She told me about how her mom stole all her bras the first time she got a girlfriend in high school. She told me about how her ex-husband of 10 years did gay stuff for cocaine while working his way up through the corporate ladder of Bolero. She also told me he got fired. She also told me that her most recent ex was probably a pedophile because he had a Tor Onion browser on his computer that he only ever uses in the middle of the night. She told me she's only ever been monogamous since leaving the cult, but somehow everyone she dates turns out to be gay, or a pedophile, or a gay pedophile. I told her about my crummy exes, but they were nothing compared to hers. I told her about my ex, how my exes keep spreading a bunch of rumors about me, and she said, quote unquote, "I can tell why you would cause a woman to act like that." She meant that as a compliment because I'm like, my penis is huge or something. I don't know, I wouldn't know. I honestly can't tell how big my penis is because my hands are so big, they make my penis look small while I'm at my masturbation station. Who wrote this? I'm really not trying to brag or anything. This really isn't the story for that sort of humor. If it makes you guys feel any better, I also have a huge poop fetish. The poop fetish kind of counteracts my huge penis, I guess. Who wrote this? Anyway, I can't tell you the whole story because that would take, say it with me now, 3 weeks. But basically, she called her ex-boyfriend, the pedophile, in the middle of us having sex, and they started having the "I miss you" call. So I grabbed her phone and hung up on him. I'm covered in squirt and smell like condoms. I don't want to listen to that. So then she called the cops on me and had her ex-boyfriend, the pedophile, come pick her up. And then she called the cops on me the next day because I wouldn't let her back inside my apartment to get her stuff. But cops are useless, so I just didn't answer the door and they left me alone. Anyway, she has dissociative identity disorder because her childhood was so crummy. So I don't really blame her for anything, and I still call her my friend because she's nice to homeless people. Who knows what she's thinking. I did give her stuff back a few days later, but I kept their couch because I'm a gangsta. Do you all remember the names I told you? Janelle Matthews, Riley Martinez, Robert Cash. Whatever happened to Janelle Matthews, the first milk carton kid from Colorado? What do you say? Do you believe the official report? How many cultists does it take to cover up a murder? One in charge of the investigation, one in charge of the forensics laboratory. Are y'all ready for some true crime tonight? My friend Taylor told me her dad was a serial killer, a hitman for a Nazi cult. She told me her family kept a small skull next to a box of Polaroids on the mantelpiece in their living room. My friend Taylor's dad always bragged that he did it, that he was the person who killed Janelle Matthews. My friend Taylor told me her dad showed her the Polaroids, photographic evidence, and let her play with the skull. My friend Taylor told me her family friend, the youngest Mayhew's daughter, told her that Taylor's dad murdered Janelle Matthews for the Mayhews, for the Mayhew's daughter, who was telling the story, bragging. All of this felt totally normal for a 4-year-old girl in Greeley, Colorado. So one day, once upon a time, my friend Taylor was outside on the sidewalk playing with her friend Riley Martinez when she decided to invite her inside so they could play with Janelle Matthews together. But she wasn't supposed to do that, and the Nazi cult kidnapped Riley Martinez and kept her hidden in the closet when her parents came knocking. My friend Taylor's Nazi grandmother made a bunch of phone calls, and who showed up to their house but none other than Robert Cash, lead detective for missing persons in Greeley, Colorado. But he wasn't there to help. Oh no. He was there on behalf of the Nazi cult. And he yelled, and he screamed, and he huffed, and he puffed. And Robert Cash used all the might he could muster to threaten a 4-year-old little girl that she better not tell anyone about what happened to her friend Riley. And if she did, he would kill her too. But ever since then, my friend Taylor has carried a colorful keychain with her friend Riley's name on it. Taylor tried to report the crime when she was older, but Robert Cash still works as lead detective for missing persons at the Greeley, Colorado Police Department. If you're feeling ballsy, Robert Cash's phone number is 970-350-9601. My friend Taylor was a smart kid, and she was smart enough to realize the more she encouraged her abusers to hurt her, the more likely they were to get caught. My friend Taylor nearly died of pneumonia before CPS stepped in, but the military intervened before any serious investigation was conducted, and they were restationed to Fort Benning. He got away with it for a while, but a couple years ago, my friend Taylor's abusive father drove to Atlanta and killed himself, which is funny because he's a Nazi pedophile. Unfortunately, her grandparents are still alive and well and managing a ranch in Colorado and also probably cannibals. So if you'd ever like to kill some demons, just remember this story and pretend you're me. Thank you for your time.
I don't know what that was, but it was pretty funny. I think that he crazy, but it was kind of funny. Yeah, let's give it up for the O-Pound. The O-Pound in this bitch. He said, I wrote everything down. I said, after one, I was like, I believe it. That was well structured, well storyline. Let me be your publisher. This next comic's also coming from Columbus, Georgia. We got 2 more, and then the lovely Clarence coming up to blow your minds and your pee-pees. Let's give it up for Columbus's finest, Mr. Mikey G. Yeah. Dick Jones. Irish Bread Pub, how y'all doing tonight? Y'all having a good time tonight? I'm not sure, but I think he just put a curse on us. Not 100% sure.
Sorry about the curse, guys.
Like, he may or may not have put a curse on us, but we are definitely accessories of a felony now.